Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the Yakim that's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth. In all truth and sincerity and in diligence, Shalom. All right, and I just want to get into this topic. Basically, what I would title it is like, you know, somewhere along the lines of why can't I have this, or why can't I have that, or why can't I have this life? From the perspective of, uh, in this truth and seeing the prosperity of the wicked. Okay, so you come into this thing, the truth, the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, walk and see, but the Christian church would, tell you that when you come into, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, or we're not Salaki. They don't even use that. When you serve the Lord, or when you choose the Lord, everything is gonna get better for you. You know what I'm saying? Everything is gonna be good for you and all this, X, Y, Z. But we know contrary to that. You know, but the thing is that when you serve the Lord, right, things actually probably get harder for you, because the Lord is gonna try you, But all right, in this truth, you would in this thing, you know what I'm saying, you laboring and you walking, to the best of your ability, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you know what I'm saying, to the best of your ability, serving and putting your life on the line, and doing all these things, you know what I'm saying, but you catching all this hell, but that comes with the territory. That's the condition of the battle. But then Jake get to seeing things. Jake get to seeing these people that do nothing for the Lord. They do nothing for the Lord. They don't even use his names. They don't, they don't keep not one commandment. They don't. I mean, the vile and wicked. Even those that call themselves Christians. So things be going, better for them than it is for you. And you in this truth. You know. And it's like, well, damn, and Jake really be catching hell from his finances to his life, to his car, to his relationship, to his job, and then a lot of things that you deal with, it be big things. Say you deal with a lot of major things, but it be the little things, a lot of little things that like basically, so to speak, push you over the edge, you know. But this is whenever we gotta apply Yahweh Shah, because Yahweh Shah died for a rebellious nation. You see, you know. So when you feeling like that, you have to keep this in mind. This is Psalms 37:1. It says, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity." Because Jake can get to, if you allow it, man. If you're not really rooted in this thing, you can become envious of, sinners. That the fact that they're, living their best life, that they're, having things that you want, things that you actually need. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say Jake Bennett biggest problem be finances. Jake problem be finances, but you see all these wicked niggas flourishing on the internet, you know, they having things, having these businesses, having things that, going well for them, and that can become vexation to the spirit. I've experienced that. I've experienced like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, like, why is these wicked ass niggas having X, Y, Z? Why is they, like, what's going on with that, you know? But, you know, you have to think, man. Like, okay, a woman will be feeling some type of way, like, well, because this woman that's wicked, her relationship looks like she's with her dude or whatever, look like is everything she want. Oh, they take these trips, or they take these, they do this, they do that, they go here, they go that. Versus a man, hell, you in this truth, right? And and you dealing with, your woman, and she could be a damn demon, right? But then you got this wicked ass nigga. Shit, his woman is shit in line more than your woman is, man. You know, and then you get to wonder, like, man, what the hell is going on with this, man? Well, that's because, man, it's the things that are beneficial for you, you know, is detrimental unto them. See if I said that right. The things that they Salaki, the things that these sinners have will probably be, you know, detrimental for you. All right, let's just say you had all these finances. Let's just say you had the money that you wanted. Would you still serve the Lord like how you supposed to? Let's just say you had the relationship like you wanted. Would you call on the Lord like you supposed to? Would you all say, okay, say your woman was in line like that, okay, and then she's in line, she's such a delight, and then you become so inclined to her, right? You see? But then the Lord will put the spirit on her. But you all in love with it, but the Lord didn't put the spirit on her to go, you know, a different way. And then now you all chasing her and doing all these things and falling short in the ministry and all XYZ, man. Some things that we don't have is because the Lord know we don't need it. You know, see, a lot of things that we don't have is because the Lord know is not expedient. That's a good. Let me let's go get that. Um, Lawful expedient. Let's see. I might not even spell that right, so let's just say that. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 6:12. It says, "All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any." Right? So you don't want to get these things that they're lawful. It's lawful to have funds and finances and things like that. Ain't nothing, you ain't going off having these things. You know, you see, but is it for you to have it? You personally, you in your walk. Will that be expedient enough for you? Or will this thing become to have power over you? Like drinking alcohol. Some brothers can drink alcohol and it don't have power over them. Some brothers can't drink alcohol and it has power over them. You know? And so therefore you have to discard it. You see? So, you know, which brings me to my next scripture. Let's go to what is the gateway? There we go. GNT, Sirach 9. Right? This is Sirach 9:11. It says, "Don't be jealous of a sinner's success. You don't know what kind of disaster is in store for him." You see that? Don't be jealous of a sinner's success, because it's like, damn, man, y'all, he looking good, family looking good, everything is this, it's just like, I like, why can't I have it, Well, hey, listen, it might not be for you. It might not be your time for that, you know? Not saying that you can't have it, but it just might not be time for you. You may have stuff within you that you need to work out before the Lord gives you these things. It's like how it is with the doctrine. You gotta drink milk before you can eat meat. You can't just jump to the meat, man. All right, and then Jake seeing people thriving that don't do has nothing to do with the Lord. They thriving, they living life, they taking trips, they going here. You know, it becomes vexation of spirit, right? Don't take pleasure in the things that make godly people happy. Remember, they that they will be held guilty as long as they live. Why? Because the things that they have, all right, it got them in the spot to where they think that the Lord is dealing with them. So for them not to go any other way, oh, they not finna let none of that go. They not finna let none of that go. You got brothers that have turned their backs on, contracts to be, superstars, things that could have, brought them wealth and fortune and fame or whatever. They turn their back on it for the Lord, man. But there's an incident in the scriptures, right? An incident in the scriptures where, it wasn't like that. I think that's Matthew 19. I think this is Matthew 19 and let's see. Okay, so this is Matthew 19 and 16. It says, "And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may enter into eternal life? And he said unto him, Why hast thou calling me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments." So you got to keep the commandments for you people that want to argue about not keeping the commandments. He's he said unto him, which Yahweh Shah said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Yahweh Shah said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou all that so like go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, that thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went sorrowful, for he had great possessions. See, for he had great possessions. He didn't want to give up the life that he had. That's why it's not detriment. It's not. It's not. It's not what probably the things that you want that you're seeing that other people are having. It's not for you. The things that you have in your life keeps you in line to keep calling on the Lord, to keep needing the Lord, to keep a relationship, a healthy, positive relationship with the Lord. The things that you lack in this carnal world is probably what the Lord, you know, have set up for you to keep you in the way. Right? Sometimes, like you have a child, they don't understand why you doing certain things, but you understand. You see, your child. You understand that your child doesn't understand. But then again, it's not for him to understand. You know, but then again, he'll learn. He'll learn and understand what the Lord is doing. Or understand what you're doing. So like, when you dealing in the spirit, you'll understand why you don't have certain things. But at the same time, that flesh be feeling like, man, like because and like men of the Lord, we're not, because people be uh, like when you're dealing with the Christian church, you know, a lot of these pastors will be up there talking all of this nonsense. They'll be bringing out the same precepts, right? But they riding big Bentleys, right? They got houses here, jets here, and all these different things. But you know what I'm saying? But they not doing nothing for their congregation, right? But it's like you can't speak from a perspective of being without, when it seems like you never was without. But hey, you wasn't always, you know, fortunate like you are, you know what I mean? But they are in the same boat, right? They're teaching lies first and foremost. They're teaching lies and they're waxing rich off of the lies that they teach. Okay? So these men of the Lord, we you know, you got some men of the Lord that are rich, that do have, that is fortunate, but they're men of the Lord. And when I say they're men of the Lord, the things that they have are not at the forefront of their walk. They're not, uh, uh, they're fortunate enough to have these things because you do have a disciple that was rich. You understand? Right? You had a disciple of the Lord that was rich. So you have to understand that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he give to whom he want. He whatever your lot is, that's what your lot is, man. But you can't be jealous of the success of sinners because when you start to be jealous and that sinks in and that type of leaven gets to growing within you, then you go off and start. Man, I'm about to work all this overtime. Well, I'm about to do all this, and then you start putting the Lord on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? Or you start, giving less and less to the Lord. You start giving less because at the forefront of what you're trying to do, you're trying to be comfortable, and there's nothing wrong with being comfortable in your life, like to have money if it's lawful, if you will. Cause listen, man, watch this. You have Joseph. I mean, was it Joseph? Salakia. What's Joseph? Joseph. Hey, man, he was good in Egypt, man. Daniel, he was set up. Mordecai had got set up in captivity. You see, so you get to think of all they were set up in captivity. Why can't I? Why I can't have this or why I can't have that? Because it's probably not good for you. It'll probably destroy you. It'll probably have you going off to the left and to the right, man. That's why it says. That's why we have scriptures like, uh, uh, "Give us this day our daily bread." You know, this is Psalm 73, Psalm 73, and I'll get it in the NLT. This is Psalm 73, verse 3 in the NLT. For I envied the proud when I saw them prosper despite their wickedness. It's like, man, look at these wicked ass niggas having this money. All right? Look at these wicked women having this money, man. Look at these wicked niggas, living this lifestyle, man. But that lifestyle is what's gonna bring them to their death. That lifestyle for they're not gonna want to let it go like the rich man. That lifestyle that they live in and don't want to let go is going to drive them to take the MOTB, which is the radio frequency identification chip, man. Right? And they call us bums. They call us, so you need to get a job and like you know what I'm saying, because we not majority of people is not like what you see on the internet, man. The internet is a false reality. You got all these different people, these different men that they wicked, they on the internet, and they really thriving. Like TikTok make a lot of people rich, or look rich, if you will. It looks good, right? It looks good, but when you're dealing with it in the spirit, these people are really dead, right? Verse 4, they seem to live such painless lives. Their bodies are so healthy and strong, right? They do not have trouble like other people. They're not plagued with the problems like everyone else, right? You see? It's like, damn, man, they're not catching the same hell, especially these Edomites. Edomites, it's like they having these, it's like, when you like, damn, I mean, it look like it's all good over there, man. And here it is. I ain't got no fucking ACM or truck. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no, I hardly got gas and all these things. You could be going through these things. You know what I'm saying? But these things that you go through, it'll make you call on the Lord if you casting these burdens off onto the Lord, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. Let's get that. Psalms 22, or is it 55? This is Psalms 55 and 22. It says, cast thy burden upon Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. Let's check out this word sustain. It says, cool. Oh, man. Cool. Look, Jake, wicked ass Jacob. Look at it like that. See, the Lord sustaining me with a pack of cools, man. See, it's in the Bible. Lame man, nigga, man. Anyway, it says the Lord will sustain thee. So he says to seize, contain, measure, to measure, calculate, sustain, maintain, contain, to sustain, support, nourish, contain, hold in, restrain, to support, endure, right? To be supplied, right? You see, so the Lord will support you, supply you, nourish you, right? So look what it says. It says, Cast thy burdens upon Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved, man. Move where? Out of the way, man. Because the elect shall not be plucked out of his hand. Okay? You see? So back to Psalm 73. And we're going to jump down to verse 12. It says, look at these wicked people enjoying life of ease while their riches multiply. Jake be feeling like that. Jake be feeling like that. Jake be feeling like, man, look at these wicked niggas, man. Here it is. I'm struggling to make ends meet, man. Right? But if you in the spirit, you calling on the Lord, what you lack, you gaining in, you know, the relationship with the Lord. You gaining in faith. You know what I'm saying? So you'll get the feeling like, man, why can't I have that, or why can't I? Cause it ain't beneficial to you, man. This is not like, cause you like I say a guy like he say he on a so he on an MMA, he in an MMA gym training, an amateur though, but he's an amateur, but he feel like he ready for pro. You know what I'm saying? He feel like he's ready to turn pro, but his coach like, you're not ready yet. You're not ready. I'm just, but in his mind, he feel like I'm ready. I'm ready. His heart. Yeah, he ready. He ready. Hey, listen, you're not ready. You're just not ready. But he can't understand why he not ready, because he feel like he put in the time. He feel like he's dedicated and X Y Z. You're just not ready. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. This is the reason why the scripture says, watch this. Um, Riches. Proverbs 30 and 8. First, help me never to tell a lie. Second, this is in the NLT, obviously. Second, give me neither poverty nor riches. Just give me enough to satisfy my needs. For if I grow rich, I may deny you and say, who is the Lord? That can happen, right? If I am too poor, I may still and thus insult the most high's holy name. Right? So there's reasons why you have scriptures like this, right? Or just let's just say you have the life that you want as a woman in this truth. You have the kids and the family and the life and all this other thing. But when some turmoil come about, hey man, you know, now you wigging out, man. You see, everything is not like everything won't be how you want it to be. You know, many are called, few are chosen. Now look, verse 13. Did I keep my heart pure for nothing? That's when that leaven starting to set in. That's whenever you get to tripping. You know, am I doing this for nothing, bro? Like, why is it that I gotta sit up here and go through this all the damn time? Why? What am I doing wrong? Bro, like, okay, we supposed to suffer, man, but like, man, how long am I supposed to go through this? Did I keep myself innocent for no reason? Then you get the bugging out, man. I get nothing but trouble all day long. Every morning bring me pain. And then that's whenever, you get the seed to start to begin to get choked out of you, because now you questioning the Lord. Now you becoming, resentful to the truth. And then your ass is the Lord, dismiss your ass, man. Mm-hmm. The Lord will dismiss you and get you out of here. You see? Verse 17. It says, then when I went into your sanctuary, when you cast your cares on the Lord, when you applied, when you cast your cares on the Lord, you calm your ass down, you got the reading, you understand it, you see the prophecies, oh Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, I finally understood the destiny of the wicked. You truly, you put them on a slippery path and send them sliding over a cliff to destruction. You see? And in an instant, they are destroyed, completely swept away by terrorists. You see? So everybody, all these people that you see living this life, you got a lot of people out right now that's Memorial Day weekend, turned the shit up, doing all these different things. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, it's a it's a real judgment coming to these people that's living this life, man, that look like it's all good. Because you wanna know something, first and foremost, they don't know the Lord. You do. You know? When stuff start hitting the fan, they ain't gonna be able to call on the Lord. So it's a reason why you can't have that life. You can't have that life because it's not for you to have that life. The Lord don't want you to have that life because he's keeping your ass in the way. He's keeping your ass in the way, which is beneficial for you. It's beneficial for you. All right? Because check this out. I'm gonna read this, and we're gonna end it off here. Man, come on, man. Let me just. Wisdom of Solomon 5. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5. On that day, someone righteous, full of confidence, will stand before. Well, this is in a G. Well, it is in a GNT. I want it in the KJV, but we can read it in this. Will stand before those who oppress them and made light of his labors, which men of the Lord are doing that now, right? You see, men of the Lord are standing confidence in front of those who oppress them. You know, teaching and preaching and in exposing this devil. But look, it says they will be amazed to see him safe and will tremble with terrible fear. They will regret what they did and groaning in anguish, and they will say to each other. See, this is gonna be upon the deliverance of the elect. This is the one we made fun of, because a lot of people make fun of men of the Lord. You know, they make fun of us because we don't got no lines on our beard, no edges on our heads. We don't we not living this lifestyle that America say that we supposed to live, or having all these different things that society deems as what a real man should have, right? You know, we thought he was a joke. That's what they think this truth is. What fools were we? We thought he was crazy to live the way he did. Ha ha! When he died, we didn't honor him, and now here he is, one of the Most High's own children, with the place of his own among the Most High's people. We were the ones who wandered off the right road. We never lived in the light of righteousness. We never caught the first glimmer of its light. All our lives we wandered across unmarked deserts instead of following the road which the Lord wanted us to and wanted us to travel. And this lawlessness led us to ruins. We were so proud of ourselves we bragged how rich we were, and now what good has it done us? All those things are now gone, and and they have disappeared like a shadow, like something you hear and then forget. As a ship sails across the waves of the ocean, but when it's gone, it leaves no trace. You can't tell it was ever there. The birds fly through the air but leave no sign as it been there. Huh? It speeds along, riding through the thin air by force of its wings, leaving behind no trace of its passings. And an arrow splits the air when it's shot at a target, but once that air closes up behind, no one can tell where it passed. It is the same with us. We were born and then we ceased to be. We left no sign of virtue behind us. We were destroyed by our wickedness. You see, because in a day of adversity, there's no remembrance of prosperity. Okay, so let them live their life, man. Let them do the things that they do. Let them destroy themselves. All right. We know what they end gonna be. Hey, bro, it fucking hurts. Like when Jake sitting there and struggling and going through these things, but it's for a purpose. The Lord will give you the increase, man. The Lord's going to work these things out in our favor, bro. The Lord loves us, man. The Lord does these things to us because he loves us. Let him love us. Let him love us, man. Because, you know, it sucks. It do suck. You feel like you give what you give to the Lord but you don't have what you think you should have. Well, hey, you may not be ready for you, or it may not be conducive to your walk because the Lord said the elect shall not be plucked out of His hand. Whether that's keeping your ass in the way by taking the things from you that you feel like you want, or you feel like keeping you from those things, right? Or have it be some other way. But let them live their life because that life is going to lead them to taking the MOTB. Shalom.